Hi, in this video we're going to go over hosting and SEO. So there are a lot of different questions people have in regards to hosting, particularly with SEO. So a few of the top questions are, is one hosting account enough? Can I link my sites together? And are add-on domains okay? So we're going to go over those three along with a few other things, some important things to think about, and a few things that really just aren't a big deal but a lot of people worry about. So I'm going to get into each one of those things. And the first thing that we need to look into is understanding hosting. Understanding that, shared hosting is very normal. Most sites on the internet are on shared servers. So shared hosting is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And most webmasters don't need to worry. If once you start getting into private blog networks and things like that, then you need to start thinking about diversity, not only IP diversity and Class C, the Class C diversity, which may be over your head or not, depending on your experience level. But whether you understand that or not, it doesn't really matter. The data center diversity is what's important when you get into private blog networks and things like that. And in that case, you want to look at the data center diversity, not just the IP diversity, not just the server diversity, but the entire data center diversity. Because if all of your links are coming from, one or two data centers, that's a red flag, and if you don't get penalized, many of those links probably just aren't going to count, or they aren't going to be nearly as powerful as they could be. If you only have a handful of sites, then one account is fine. One shared hosting account even would be perfectly fine. If you have 50 plus sites, and that's just a thrown out there number, there's no magic number, in the same niche or that link together, then you need to think about data center diversity. And the sites in the same niche, that's kind of a shady area. You could be perfectly fine with 50, even 100, 200 sites on the same server in the same niche. You could be. But whenever you have that number of sites on the same server in the same exact niche, it's just something that could possibly raise a red flag depending on what you're doing. So you could do that, just be careful. But if you're linking your sites together, you definitely need to be thinking about diversifying the data centers, basically getting different hosting accounts or getting accounts on sites, hosting companies that offer different data centers, so you can get the diversity in there. Again, it doesn't necessarily mean that your site's going to get flagged or penalized, although it possibly could. Most likely what it means is a lot of those links are just going to be devalued, pointing to your site, or just not counted at all. Can I link my sites together? Interlinking your own sites in the same niche is natural. So if you have, let's say you have 5 different web properties, whether they're websites or Web 2.0 sites or whatever they are, it's natural for you to link those together. Don't be afraid to link sites together in the same niche. As long as it makes sense. I mean, look at some big brands out there. They have all kinds of different, or big companies. They have, their different brands under them. They have sister sites, etc., and they're all linked together. And that's a natural thing.